Hello everyone, this is Katie Colleen here. Welcome back, Colleen Clan, or if you're new, then come join the family. For a bit of a different video today, I think this video deserves a bit of a backstory before we really get into it. I'm going to be telling you about the button stash, the button collection, and its importance to people who sew, people who craft, or do any other related hobbies. So the button stash, to the untrained eye, probably looks like a bunch of junk. It's just a pile of random buttons, mostly mismatched, kind of weird buttons. And you might not realize quite how expensive buttons can be and other little sewing notions and trims, and the cost really adds up for these small things. So it's really good to just have stuff like buttons and fabric on hand. And a lot of these items you can get for cheap at thrift stores, yard sales, rummage sales, antique shops. Any of those places sell a lot of random sewing stuff for really cheap. And that is where I have sourced the entirety of my button collection. A lot of them do not match, but they've been really useful in making cosplay. Doing cosplay, it has been full of projects that are just kind of weird, strange, a bit bizarre. So having a huge collection of random, unique, and kind of strange buttons has been super helpful. For example, my Nami cosplay from Thriller Bark, I did take some creative license and I used these really cool buttons on the collar. And I think it added a lot of detail, and these were just buttons that I picked up at some sort of thrift store or whatever as just a bag full of buttons. So with that out of the way, now that you know how important it is to have your little button inventory, now I will tell you that I also bought a whole nother stash of buttons from the antique store, and that's what's in this jar. So in today's video, I will be unboxing, I guess. I mean, it's not in a box, unjarring. And I think this will probably be like actually pretty entertaining because I can already tell there are things that are not buttons in here. Just from looking at it, I can tell there's quite a bit of Canadian currency, and I believe there is a razor blade in here, so you gotta be careful. And with all of these things that I buy, these random bags full of sewing notions, a lot of times they will have just wayward needles and pins in them. So I'm just gonna be really careful, and I'm going to be pouring this out onto, what is this? This like mat, just so if there are any needles in there, I'm not reaching in and getting stabbed. So things that are not buttons in here, it looks like we have some sequins, and oh, we have a googly eye. Ooh, we have a marble, and everything else is a button. So these are going to be sorted into my stash. But we have a few matching sets, which is good because I can more likely use these for projects then, because they match. So I'm going to be keeping these out in case we find any more matching buttons in our jar. So I'm just going to carefully, where's their space? Maybe here. Okay. And there is our razor blade, I believe. So I'm just going to very carefully pick that out so I don't get cut, even though it's probably dull. Oh, and a pin. More sharp things, yay. So there's also just a bunch of random metal pieces. These look like parts of maybe like clasps or buckles. I think I'm gonna put those in the trash pile. A lot of those things are a bit useless if you don't have the connecting piece. Oh, here's some money! So I did notice that the jar had a pretty good amount of Canadian currency in it. So this is 25 cents in Canada, and the coin is from 1984. There are also some sets of buttons. I keep all my button sets in a different container. Doesn't have a date on it, but there was a time, my friends, when you could buy 5 buttons for 59 cents. And they bought those buttons. They actually bought 3 sets of them. Okay, let's see what junk we have in here. Like, why and how would you need a button this big? Is this just a rock? So as I am sorting these buttons, I'm trying to think like what kind of person owned this button stash, right? Who created this button stash? I really want to know. And I was under the impression that this person was Canadian because of the Canadian money, right? But then I found this button. It says the Great Seal of the State of Oklahoma, 1907. The antique store we bought this from is it's in the United States. And it's really making me kind of like question who this person was. Did they go a lot of places? Did they live like a very full life? Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put all the white buttons in the jar once it's empty, because this is probably not going to shut properly with all these buttons in here. I'll pour it in this little tray. Empty! And I can already tell there's some weird stuff in there. And now I can move all my white buttons in the jar. No! Buttons everywhere! Ah! Get in the jar! What is this? It's like a shoelace with like a buckle on it. It's a button with a chain on it. I'm not sure what to do with that. I guess it'll go in the pile. Oh, more money. Okay. May good luck always accompany the bearer, and it has the American flag on it. 25 cents Canadian, 5 cents Canadian, and another 25 cents Canadian. More money! We've hit the jackpot if we lived in Canada. There's this really big thing. Sweden? Where did this person come from? Who is this strange person? But it says 1979 Sweden on it. Oh, more money. We got like a whole $1 over there. Let's try. Ah, more money. So it is around this point in the sorting where this just really is not so fun anymore. I'm so close to the end. So with my newly sorted button stash, it has at least doubled in size now. I think I will take a break from buying button stashes. I think I finally have enough that I do not need to just buy stashes of buttons at yard sales anymore. I think this is enough for now. Okay, so before I close out this video, I did look into what all these weird coins meant. So this one from Sweden is some sort of like event, a World Scout event that they had, and this actually holds your like handkerchief. It's like a necktie thing. So then I looked up the good luck coin, but it's just a little like souvenir that you can get around the United States. Again, not too crazy valuable. So this is 1970s, mostly Canadian currency. So I looked that up as well, just out of curiosity. So it also looks like that's not, like the value has not super increased. So yeah, if you were hoping I had somehow hit the jackpot with these coins and was going to be rich, that is not the case. And now I have all my buttons organized, so keep watching my future videos to see if I use any of these buttons in my future projects. I'm sure they'll show up, so just keep an eye out for that. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!